by K Jewelers. We welcome you to Ames, Iowa. And 2026 kicks off Big 12 Conference basketball. West Virginia Mountaineers at 9-4. In town to take on the number 3 team in the nation, the Iowa State Cyclones, undefeated at 13-0, as we welcome you inside the Hilton Coliseum. Alongside King McClure, I'm Eric Rothman, happy to be here with you. And King, we have reached that time as Big 12 Conference play starts. We begin with Iowa State. At the end of the season, they might have 3 All-Americans. Joshua Jefferson could be one of them.
Well, he's such a versatile piece, Eric. I mean, this dude can do so much on the floor. He has improved his game in a major fashion. He can step out, shoot the 3, much improved shooter. Coach Otterberger says he's taking the game seriously. But when you look at the contributions that Momcilovic, that Jefferson have made, they take this Iowa State offense to a whole different level. And it's going to be extremely hard for West Virginia to come into this place and have success. But if they want to have success, they have to do 2 things, Eric. And I think it's extremely simple. When you look at Ross Hodge right here, you have to control the tempo. And how do you control the tempo? You limit your turnovers. And when you limit your turnovers, you completely take away Iowa State's transition offense, which helps you keep Iowa State under 65 points. The number for turnovers is 12. The number for points is 65. You do those 2 things, West Virginia has a really, really good chance to win this game.
Easier said than done, though. Iowa State forces 18 turnovers per game on average, and they have only scored under 78 points, let alone 65. 78 points one time this year, and that was a 66-62 win against Iowa. So we are ready to rock in a sold-out crowd here at Hilton Coliseum. West Virginia in the navy blue uniforms with the basketball under first-year head coach Ross Hodge. A completely new roster as Hodge took over for Darren DeVries, who departed for Indiana after the end of last season. And they start with a corner 3. Honor Huff, that's pretty much all he does. 85% of his field goal attempts on the year are from distance.
And those are the ones that he is going to have to hit tonight. Right there. You get the ball swung on the hard hedge, get it to the open man, Honor Huff hitting it down.
Mentioned the potential All-Americans for Iowa State, Jefferson, Momcilovic, and of course Kamen Lipsey, one of the best guards in the country. And then don't forget about Blake Buchanan, the 6'10" forward who transferred over from Virginia.
He brings so much energy to this front court. And when he's athletic, he protects the rim at a high level. And right there, when he gets the ball down low, he can also convert.
The small lineup for West Virginia because they are without Brennan Laureate, the senior forward who's averaging 11 points, 6 rebounds per game. He is day-to-day with an injury and not playing here in this one.
And I like that right there. Eagle staff is going to have a big night if they want to win this game. With no Laureate, you need a second scorer if you're West Virginia to be able to step up.
Only starter for West Virginia that's actually played in this building, Trayson Eaglestaff, when he was at North Dakota, where he spent 3 years. They played on the road against Iowa State in 2022, so at least familiar with Hilton Coliseum. This is a tough environment to play in. There's Jasper Floyd, senior from Tampa, a little floater as the shot clock was expiring.
And that's what West Virginia wants to do. They want to go late into the shot clock. They are 352nd in tempo. If they can control that, they have a really good chance.
They would like to play so slow, they're going backwards. They keep Iowa State's possessions limited. They turn it over there as Iowa State, again, turns teams over better than anybody in the nation. 18 turnovers per game as Buchanan gets the bucket. And the points after turnover, such a big thing for this Iowa State team. West Virginia has had success against Iowa State. They lead the all-time series 15-10 and have won 9 of the last 11, including the last meeting, an upset in Morgantown last January. 2 on the shot clock. Ooh. Left hand rim run for the big fella, Chance Moore.
And that's what Chance Moore does. He is not a shooter. He is an aggressive driver that's always putting pressure on the rim.
He gets the starting nod with Laureate out. Moore actually did not play in the last game, a win against Mississippi Valley State for West Virginia with an illness. West Virginia 9 wins, but their 4 losses have been pretty much their toughest games of the year, with losses against Clemson, Xavier, Wake Forest, and a double overtime loss to Ohio State. Oh, Nobody inside to guard the big man, Harlan Obioha.
Early on, you're seeing a lot of defensive mishaps. The lack of communication on the defensive side by Iowa State is really, really showing right now.
Uncharacteristic for sure. Here's Milan Momcilovic.
And that right there, Eric, is what he's doing better than almost anybody in the country. Shooting 54 from the three on the season, averaging 20 in his last 2 games. Momcilovic, one of the best shooters in the country.
Number 1 in the nation in three-point percentage, number 3 in three-pointers made per game. He averages about 4 from distance per game. Three-pointer is short from Huff, and a loose ball picked up by Lipsey. No whistle, as it was Killian Torre who went down hard on the defensive glass. Torre, the freshman from France, plays in the backcourt with Lipsey. In the corner, it's Joshua Jefferson, who's short. Jefferson and Momcilovic, both big guys who can shoot the three. You mentioned 54% from Milan. Joshua shoots it at 42%. Turnover. Iowa State turns opponents over 1 out of every 4 possessions. It is incredible, the ball hawking of Iowa State on the defensive end, but it's an early 2-point lead for the Mountaineers on the road. A hot start for West Virginia. They're on top 9-7 here on the road against Iowa State. The Cyclones have already proven they're one of the best teams in the country. A road win, 81-58 on December 6th at number 1 Purdue. So Iowa State ready to make a statement here in 2026. That's King. I'm Eric. Welcome back to Ames. And all right, we talked about the front court for Iowa State. How about the back court? You got Lipsey, who's obviously been good for a few years now, and then the freshman Killian Torre, who's come in and has impacted this team as well.
Well, they've been absolutely terrific. And it's their ability to be able to heat up the basketball. And when you dribble the ball across the court, we saw that when they played against Purdue with Braden Smith. We saw that when they played against Iowa and Bennett Sturts. I mean, Torre's ability at 6'4" to be able to guard whoever it is. He changes everything for this Iowa State defense and takes them to a different level. He has length, he has versatility, but most importantly, Eric, he has the want to play defense and the maturity as a freshman that you typically do not see.
Spent most of his life in France, came over to the U.S. last year to finish out his prep career at Brewster Academy, and now averaging 11 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists for the Cyclones, and he has the ball, feeding it inside to Joshua Jefferson out of our first timeout. Milan Momcilovic rattles in the triple, his second of the game.
And that right there is the tough thing about guarding Jefferson. You really can't send a double when he's in that mid post because he is such a willing passer, and he can locate the man at 6'9", and right there finds a wide open Momcilovic. Good shot.
Cyclones top 5 in the country in three-point percentage this year, but don't take a ton of them, just 22 three-point attempts per game as a team. That ranks 222nd in the nation. Again, late in the shot clock for a slow-tempo West Virginia team. Here's Chance Moore. Second time he has finished at the rim with that left hand.
That's a high-level finish right there. Late in the shot clock, taking the big one-on-one. You have to know he's not a shooter. Back up on the drive.
A turnover on Iowa State. Ross Hodge in his first season with West Virginia. After a couple of years as the head coach at North Texas, he was an assistant there for quite a long time as well, and brought a couple guys over from North Texas, some transfers incoming from other places, but a defensive-minded coach, and it seems like he really fits what the Mountaineers historically, when you think about Mountaineers basketball, I think he fits right in.
Oh, for sure. The Mountaineers were West Virginia.
Yeah, that's right.
I still have flashes about Javon Carter and Dexter Miles.
They are the second-ranked scoring defense in the Big 12, 5th in the nation. They only allow 60 points per game. But right now, they are absolutely pouring it in. They've started 6 for 7 from the floor as Trayson Eaglestaff knocks down the 3.
And he's starting to gain confidence. He had 23 last game. Let's see if he can pick up where he left off.
Eaglestaff, a transfer from North Dakota. Iowa State nearly coughing the ball up once again, under 14 minutes to go here in the half. Jefferson, too strong off the glass, and a whistle TJ Otzelberger, in his 5th year with Iowa State, took over a program that was 2-22 the year before he arrived, and since then they've gone to 4 straight NCAA tournaments and 2 Sweet 16s. Jefferson at the free throw line, and we're kind of already seeing it with Momcilovic and Jefferson. The on-ball defending from West Virginia, the guys are so much smaller, and it's so hard with those mismatches, the guys that can play inside, outside.
Yeah, I don't think people realize Momcilovic and Jefferson are 6'9", they're both 6'8", 6'9". And that changes everything at that 3-4 spot because you're so versatile. They can guard multiple positions on the offensive side. Now they can post up, they can shoot the 3 from behind the arc. They can do so many things, which really causes this Iowa State offense and defense to be that much better.
And even tougher with Brennan Lorient out for West Virginia, senior forward at 6'9", that would be one of those defenders on the wing. And he is out day-to-day with an injury. West Virginia holding their own here in the first 7 minutes. They throw that one away. Jasper Floyd gets it right back. Now numbers for the Mountaineers. On the baseline, it's Amir Jenkins. Jefferson, who came over after 2 years at St. Mary's and his 2nd year here at Ames. And now Iowa State turns it over, the 3rd turnover on the Cyclones. Three-pointer off the mark in the corner. That was DJ Thomas, the freshman from Allen, Texas. Now Jefferson wants the push, had it stripped. Recovered by Nate Heisey at the rim. Buchanan, no. And a loose ball foul as Buchanan goes down hard.
And that's one thing that Otzelberger talked about. He talked about when you look at this West Virginia team, when you look at what Ross Hodge stands for, this team is going to be extremely physical. And on the defensive side, they can really cause problems. That's one thing that Otzelberger was really worried about when we talked about him in shoot-around, the physicality and how much they plug the gaps. They don't allow you to really get downhill. They're so connected on the defensive side. But that physicality is something that he really, really highlighted.
Foul on the floor called against Jackson Fields. A moment to let Blake Buchanan tie his shoe. He went down hard, limping a little bit after that play. 6'10" forward from Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. Pick and roll, the little man goes inside. Lipsey got his own rebound. Usually you see the reverse with Jefferson setting the screen. It was Lipsey this time.
Well, that's why you do it. Because typically the guy guarding Lipsey is a guard. No guard is ever in a ball screen coverage, so you really want to confuse that guard on how to really guard, how to guard it.
Iowa State ranked 3rd in the nation in the top 25 for 40 straight weeks as Lipsey lets a 3 fly. So far, West Virginia doing a good job on the glass. Not limiting the second chance opportunities for Iowa State. Lipsey on the floor, Obioha. No over and back due to the tip. Lipsey got his hand on it, fans not happy. Jenkins driving, he's stuffed at the rim. It was Jefferson and Buchanan both surrounding him. Now Momcilovic, the fadeaway, no. Out of bounds and out to a timeout. 11:59 to go here in the first. West Virginia on top by 2 against undefeated Iowa State. All right, King, I know you wanted to go back to that Honor Huff 3 for West Virginia that started the game. What did you see on that play?
Well, this is what you have to do against an aggressive Iowa State defense. They blitz the ball screens on the side. So when Obioha pops, pay attention to Jasper Floyd. The cut opens up everything. So when you get that cut by the opposite guard and Obioha can locate the open man in the corner, you will get wide open threes as long as you can take the trap, get the ball out, and reverse it to the opposite side.
And Honor Huff, who has made now 54 three-pointers on the season, #1 in the nation in three-pointers made per game, or excuse me, total on the year, as Tamin Lipsey knocks one down. That is the 100th three-pointer of his career, and that ends a scoring drought of nearly 3.5 minutes for the Cyclones. Off trying to answer a long rebound on the offensive glass for Jasper Floyd. West Virginia in a drought of their own. They have not scored in 3 minutes. Floyd tries from the near side. He's good.
Jasper Floyd isn't a guy that shoots the ball a lot, but when he does, he's extremely efficient, shooting 45 from the three-point line on the year. You cannot allow him to get open looks.
And another turnover on Iowa State, their fourth. Floyd, one of the guys who came over from North Texas with Ross Hodge, along with Brendan Lorient. Huff got a screen, got open, too strong on the three. Offensive rebound, DJ Thomas, and a whistle. He traveled.
In the past 2 possessions, we've seen Huff, although we missed both, we've seen him get open looks. He's too good of a shooter, and he's too valuable to this West Virginia offense for you to allow him to see open looks.
Jefferson lowered the shoulder, lost the ball. Back-to-back turnovers for Iowa State. Playing into the game plan for West Virginia. Thomas left all alone. If you're West Virginia, every Iowa State turnover is one less possession that a team who's averaging 90 points per game has a chance to score. Well, Jefferson, he nearly turned it over again. And then he threw it away. Just some sloppy play from Joshua Jefferson, and Honor Huff, a bad foul, but 60 feet away from the basket.
Yeah, that's not a smart foul right there. I mean, they had 13 in the shot clock. You got a really high-level deflection. Get back, get in front of the basketball, and play 13 seconds of defense. You were winning in that possession.
Is West Virginia doing anything specifically to disrupt Jefferson on those drives where he just seems a little uncomfortable?
Well, they really are. They plug the gaps. They are really gap heavy. So if you pay attention on every single drive, there's always somebody there. You don't get free lanes.
Halfway through the first half, an extra pass. Momcilovic from deep airballed it. Nate Heisey came out of the air like a wide receiver. Now he spots up in the far corner. Iowa State 1 for their last 9 from the floor. West Virginia 1 for their last 7. Go inside. Obioha, and he finds the cutting Chance Moore on the baseline.
Once again, if you can withstand the blitz on the ball screen and just get the ball to Obioha in that middle, the backside is wide open.
Chance Moore, 6 points. All 3 have come at the rim. Been attacking and been aggressive. Lipsy was left alone in the corner. Now a run out for West Virginia. Here comes Moore against Momcilovic. And Lipsy knocked it out of bounds.
Look at this right here. Almost got stolen. Lipsy tries to jump the passing lane, but Chance Moore, that's how you have to attack the rim. Attack it with aggression, especially against this Iowa State defense.
It's a 5-0 run for West Virginia. 4-point lead, the largest of the game so far for the Mountaineers. Eric Rolfe and King McClure here with you in Ames, Iowa. Opening game of Big 12 conference play for these two. Iowa State riding with the second longest winning streak in school history, 13-0. West Virginia looking for their first signature win for head coach Ross Hodge. And a turnover after a trap defense in the corner caught DJ Thomas in no man's land.
And you can't catch it that deep in the corner. They automatically send a double and put you in a really bad predicament.
Torrey just trying to force it in there. Heisey coming in on the 50-50 ball. And now it's Buchanan who's tied up, and possession arrow in favor of Iowa State. Cyclones fans thought it should have been a foul. Jamarian Bateman, baseline out of bounds, leads to a triple to pull Iowa State within one. Jenkins tripped, got his footing, dumps it off inside. Thomas couldn't finish. Bateman, a deep three to give Iowa State a lead, and a timeout on the floor.
Bateman, back-to-back threes. He's averaging 8 in the last 2, shooting 50 from 3, picking up where he left off. Number 1 for 3.
So run for Jamarian Bateman to give Iowa State the lead.
It's what you love to see. These are 2 confident freshmen between him and Torrey. And that second one, he felt it. 3 feet behind the arc, it does not matter. He's letting it fly when he sees one go in. These 2 freshmen are going to be special.
Iowa State moving the ball around, 7 assists on 7 made baskets. They've also got 8 points off of 5 West Virginia turnovers. See how West Virginia responds. Chance Moore, he has gotten to the rim with ease here in this first half. He's now got 8 points.
But that was all set up by Obiaho. Down low, he set that Gortat screen to allow Chance Moore the layup without rim protection.
4 for 4 from the floor for Moore. Behind the back feed, it's the presidential connection. Joshua Jefferson to Blake Buchanan.
That's what happens when you send a double at Jefferson. My man drops dimes.
A little American history lesson for you there. No relation to Thomas and James as far as I know. Jasper Floyd, the lefty 3 out of the timeout.
That almost went over my head.
There will be a quiz at the half. .6:40 to go here in the first. Gillian Torrey, Buchanan, the one-hand shove off the glass and in.
And right now, if you're West Virginia, you have to value every possession because you can feel it slowly starting to turn towards Iowa State as far as the momentum.
See if they can get it back to Chance Moore to slow things down on the inside. Instead, it's Honor Huff chucking up a 3, lips out. Bateman to Heisey, great passing and a finish. The biggest lead of the game for the Cyclones. Go back to Moore, and he collides inside with Heisey and Jefferson. Not sure who will get called for the foul, but quiets the crowd at least for a moment, and it's Nate Heisey who picks up his first personal, actually the first team foul on Iowa State in this entire game.
Wow.
It's like that Miami-Ohio State football game the other day. There were like no flags. Very little from the officials here in this one. 5:43 to go in the first.
And right now, if you're West Virginia, I think the ball has to go to Chance Moore. He's been successful on the drives. Try to find a way to get the ball in his hands.
There is Moore. First time he has gone outside of 4 feet away from the basket to take a shot. It's his first miss of the game.
And that's not his strong suit. If you're Iowa State, you are living with Chance Moore shooting that 3 right there because that's not what he does best.
Just now 2 for 10 from 3 on the season. As Iowa State, 12-2 run. They've made 5 of their last 6 from the floor. Interior pass was knocked loose. And Dominicus Plata, the freshman from Germany, and it popped right into his hands, and then he was fouled underneath. Plata will shoot 2. SEC League play begins tomorrow, and we have the first matchup of the day. LeBaron Philon and the 14th ranked Alabama Crimson Tide host Otega Oweh and Kentucky, who are finally healthy and playing with a full roster. Coverage begins at noon Eastern from Coleman Coliseum. That's on ESPN and the ESPN app.
A healthy Jalen Lowe against LeBaron Philon. That's prime time right there.
1 for 2 from the line for Plata. It's a 7-point advantage for Iowa State, with West Virginia scoreless in their last 2-12 and counting. DJ Thomas, he might have gotten away with a walk. And in the corner, Jasper Floyd, too strong on the three, as West Virginia now 3 for 12 from long range. Left Lipsy alone. Iowa State, for their credit, 5 of 12 from 3 after that Lipsy miss. Hunter Huff, he'll shoot it from anywhere. Thought about it for a second. Thomas might have gotten away with a walk again. Moore stops, pops over the head of Bateman. Got his own rebound and a putback for Chance Moore, who's now got 10 points to lead all scorers.
The side pick and roll for West Virginia has been their best offense. When Iowa State commits 2 and they blitz the ball screen, that pop with the big going to the short roll has been the best thing for them on the offensive side.
Lipsy, baseline drive. He was double teamed. Honor Huff caught an elbow in his chin, and Lipsy finished through the contact.
West Virginia keep getting the ball to the outer thirds. Don't play in the middle. Play in the outer thirds.
5 points for Lipsy, a 7-point lead for Iowa State. 3.5 minutes to play here in the opening frame. DJ Thomas, well, third time's a charm. 3 possessions in a row. It looked like DJ Thomas traveled, and they finally blew the whistle.
Lake Buchanan, big fella down low. Dunking the ball, doing a lot. He's so tough, 8 points. The big fella putting on a show.
You guys, though, for some basketball on the court there.
30-point win for Michigan over USC tonight. You see the undefeated teams remaining in Division I. Iowa State, one of them, here with a 7-point lead over West Virginia, but pretty impressive win for Michigan over USC. I know you love Michigan this season, King.
A very impressive win, but I'm still not sold. we hyped them up like they're the greatest thing since sliced bread. I'm still not 100% sold on this Michigan team.
Go out and win by 50, and maybe that'll sell King McClure.
Maybe so.
3:11 to go here in the first half in Ames, Iowa. Eric Rothman, King McClure with you. Iowa State's made 6 of their last 8 from the floor. Torre in the corner. Offensive rebound, Jefferson, and 1. Well, Iowa State trailed 19-15, and since then they've been on a 17-4 run.
And these are the fouls that you just cannot have. You already allowed the offensive rebound. So right there when he has it, if you're going to foul him, you have to keep him from getting the and 1. If not, then put a body on him and block out.
Grayson Eaglestaff picks up his second foul. 10-point advantage for Iowa State as Jackson Fields checks back in.
This last 3 minutes is going to be very, very key for this West Virginia team. You can go into the half with single digits, or this Iowa State team can really blow this thing open.
See if they continue to feed number 13, Chance Moore. He's been the go-to guy in the post. 8 on the shot clock. Extra pass, Eaglestaff for 3. Boy, they needed that one. Trayson Eaglestaff, the transfer from North Dakota, shooting just 30% from 3 on the year, knocks that one down.
And you can tell he's starting to get more and more confident as games progress. Going into this Big 12 conference play, they need Eaglestaff to be the guy that they hope that he could be, transferring in.
He's made 2 field goals in this game, both of them from 3. Minutes to go in the half. 7 on the shot clock for Torre. Jefferson caught in the corner. 2 to shoot. Lipsy fires. Lipsy connects.
When Taman Lipsey is knocking down shots from behind the arc, he's such a tough cover.
Came into the game over his last 4, just 1 for 8 from 3. He's 2 for 5 here in the first half. Five to shoot. Eagle staff, same spot, this time denied. Jefferson on the ball. Great defensive work. Now Jefferson will take a turn from 3. Torrey going over the top of Huff. Both go down to the floor.
Let's take a look at this right here. I mean, he does undercut him, but you could also make the argument that
left the ground.
Yeah, he went over his back. I can see both sides right there, but you can't undercut him once somebody jumps in the air.
Huff called for the foul. His second. Torrey wanted it. Ball knocked up into the air off the backboard. Jefferson comes down with it. A reset for Iowa State. Momcilovic for 3. Largest lead of the game for Iowa State. 6-0 run. 5 on the shot clock for the Mountaineers. Jenkins spinning wildly. Good touch in the lane as the shot clock was expiring.
That's such a tough bucket. One-on-one, you just have to put your head down and make a play.
Final 5 seconds of the half. The lob inside. Buchanan! The alley-oop from Lipsey. And it was so loud we didn't even hear the whistle.
Wow. This is just such a heads-up play right here. He sees Fields back turn, so what do? You throw it up to the rim, and Buchanan is athletic enough, no matter where you put it, he can flush it down. Such a high-level play by a high-level point guard.
13 assists on 15 made field goals here in the first half for Iowa State. And Buchanan airballs the free throw, so that's probably the worst shot Iowa State has taken in this first half.
Oh.
Jefferson came up limping a little bit. He needs a sub. Contact on the air ball rebound. Jefferson will take a seat with 2 seconds to go. Coach Otzelberger trying to get his team back beyond the half-court line. Honor Huff. Too short. And it's a 41-28 lead for Iowa State at the break.
That's what Iowa State does to you. They wear you down. West Virginia had control of the game at the beginning. A few bad turnovers, a few big shots that went Iowa State's way. The Cyclone team can really suffocate you.
10th double-digit lead at the half on the season for Iowa State. Let's send it to Taylor, Coach Greenberg, and Coach Keats in the studio.
Top 25 showdown between
by K Jewelers. 41-28 your halftime score here in Ames, Iowa, the number 3 team in the nation. The Iowa State Cyclones on top here in front of a sold-out crowd at Hilton Coliseum. That's King McClure. I'm Eric Rothman back here with you. And, you know, listen, Iowa State just kind of all over at the back half of that first half. We talked about Joshua Jefferson in the open. Did a little bit of everything there in the opening frame.
Well, that's what makes him so special. That's why he's worked himself into NBA draft conversations, because he can impact the game in a myriad of ways. So far, it has not been his scoring. It's been his facilitating. He always has his head up. He understands where the double team is, can throw the ball on time or on target. It does not matter. Just makes the right play. And when you do that, you take your offense to the next level, regardless if you're scoring or not. Joshua Jefferson is an NBA basketball player.
In that first half for Jefferson, 5 points, just 1 of 4 shooting, but 6 rebounds and 5 assists. Iowa State was led scoring-wise by Blake Buchanan with 10 points. Buchanan now over his last 3.5 games is 24 of his last 28 from the floor, shooting 86% in that stretch. West Virginia, they got production inside from Chance Moore. He was 5 of 7 shooting for 10 points. They're going to need some more of that. They're going to also need to improve on the boards and force some more turnovers for Iowa State.
And they're going to need Honor Huff to get going. He had some really open looks. This half, he just has to be able to convert.
Huff just 1 of 5 from 3 in the first half. Whistle up top. Chilovich called for the personal foul. I mentioned the rebounding king in that first half. Iowa State out-rebounding West Virginia 22-10. And then you look at the offensive glass, 11-3. West Virginia can't afford to give up second chance opportunities.
We talked about it early. I mean, they're short-handed right now. With no Lorient, I mean, Lorient is their leading rebounder. They need a guy like him, especially in games like this.
West Virginia can mount a comeback. Chance Moore missing the 3. The only buckets he's made has been right around the rim, and I'm sure Coach Hodge would like him to be playing in the low post, not 30 feet away from the basket. Oh, Obioha in the passing lane. The 7-footer trying to run the break. Huff sliding to his left, letting it go, and he was fouled.
And that's 2 bad, uncharacteristic plays by Lipsey right there. The turnover and then fouling a 3-point shooter. When you're dealing with a guy like Huff, all he needs to do is see the ball go in for him to be able to heat up. And now you're putting him to the free throw line to get 3 chances of seeing the ball go in.
Where he is an 81% free throw shooter on the season, and Huff might have sold it a little bit. Lipsey called for his first foul. So you got to get Huff going from the outside. You got to get Chance Moore going on the inside. It just seems like the matchup problems that West Virginia has with Buchanan, Jefferson, and Momcilovic. You mentioned Lorient being out. Ross Hodge just doesn't have the bodies to match up with those 3 guys consistently.
And I also think they need Obiaho to be on the floor a lot more this half.
Yeah.
And when DJ Thomas was in the game, he did some good things, but you could tell that he was young. His youth showed in moments. So you need Obiaho to really be on the floor and to hold it down low.
Obioha transferred from UNC Wilmington, 7-foot senior. Got a double-double in the last game for West Virginia. Who's trailing by 10. Iowa State riding the 2nd longest winning streak in school history. In the top 25 for 40 straight weeks. Jillian Torrey. His own rebound saved it from going out of bounds, but right into the hands of Chance Moore. Eagle staff on the wing. Iowa State basketball.
And if you notice, when Joshua Jefferson caught that ball in that mid-post area, West Virginia changed the angle in which they send the double. They sent the double off of the passer up top. They forced the guard to go down and double instead of having the backside big. Change the angles in which you send help.
Eagle staff steps in front of Lipsey. A reach-in foul will send Taman to the free throw line. Both teams shooting pretty well. Iowa State 45% from the floor, West Virginia 43%. But again, the rebounding difference 24-11 right now. And then the bench points for Iowa State 9-2. Just talks about the depth or lack thereof that West Virginia has coming off the bench. And just all the talent that Iowa State has. I don't care if you're West Virginia or a team like Purdue, who's #1 in the nation when they lost by 30 to Iowa State. The Cyclones just wear you down with how deep and talented they are.
You know, typically with this West Virginia team, Chance Moore is a guy that comes off the bench and gives you energy off the bench, but now he's forced to be in a starter role because Lorient is injured.
Amir Jenkins is the only non-starter to score a bucket for West Virginia. He's got 2 points. Moore driving He's fouled. It was Buchanan who got in his way.
And that's what he needs to do more of. Settling for threes behind the arc does not lead him to success, or this offense to success. Driving closeouts, jumping into the defender, getting to the free throw line, that's when he's at his best.
He's a 78% free throw shooter on the season, and he had to sit out the first 5 games of this year. Some question about his transfer eligibility and a waiver request. He started his career at Arkansas. He played 5 games there, only totaled about 13 minutes on the floor for the Razorbacks over those 5 games. So Ross Hodge in West Virginia, they had to petition the NCAA. So he sat out the first 5 games of the year to kind of make up for those games that he played at Arkansas. I don't know, man. I can't keep track of eligibility in college basketball anymore, but he's on the floor now, and that's what matters for the Mountaineers.
Don't even get me started, Eric, on NCAA and eligibility.
I thought you were playing for Baylor this week.
Don't get me started on that.
Rothman, King McClure here with you. 3 minutes into this second half, an 11-point lead for Iowa State. Eagle staff double team, threw it away. Turnover number 6 on the Mountaineers. Jefferson will take it himself. Nope, dumps it off to Torrey. Ball loose, scrum on the floor. Eagle staff has it. Moore, mismatch against Lipsy, and Lipsy called for the block.
And you know, Eagle staff threw that turnover, which was a really, really bad turnover. Put himself in a bad spot, playing way too close to the sideline. But what's the most impressive thing about this play is he got it back on the defensive side. He dove on the floor and got the steal. Let's take a look at this right here. Chance Moore with the elbow to the face, possibly. Lipsy might have sold it. But it's plays like that, when we go back to Eagle staff. You turn the ball over. What are you going to do? How are you going to bounce back? Are you going to do those small things like dive on the floor, get those steals, get those 50-50 balls? That's what Ross Hodge is all about, and that's what he wants to see out of Eagle staff.
Dominicus Plata and Nate Heisey back into the game for Iowa State. Amir Jenkins, Jasper Floyd, DJ Thomas checking in for West Virginia. As Moore gets it done at the free throw line, and how many steps was that? Dominicus Plata didn't take a dribble. He checked in. I don't think anybody on the floor for West Virginia realized, but that was a few steps there, wasn't it?
And those are the plays that are just inexcusable. I mean, if you're DJ Thomas, you check into the game, that's your man. You cannot have those type of plays in Big 12 conference play.
Breakdown with an 11-point advantage once again for the Cyclones. 2 on the shot clock for Jenkins. Double pumped midair. Ball knocked around into the hands of Nate Heisey. Jefferson with a head of steam. Fouled before the rejection. And it'll be Jefferson to the line with Jasper Floyd picking up the personal.
Let's take a look at this right here.
How many steps did he take, King?
You have to get 1, 2, 3. That's a travel. That's a travel all day, every day. He got away with one right there.
Uno, dos, tres. Plata. Maybe the referees just couldn't believe he was so wide open. Jackson Fields comes in for West Virginia as DJ Thomas, who missed that defensive assignment, goes straight to the bench. And here, see Joshua Jefferson's improvement by season. First 2 years playing for Randy Bennett at St. Mary's, but in blossoming here at Iowa State. Three on the shot clock. Honor Huff. Moore the putback.
Right there, you got bailed out, but a little too much one-on-one. When your offense is stagnant, that's where Iowa State is so good, because they can load up. Got to get the ball swung side to side, but you get bailed out because of Chance Moore's energy.
Jefferson lost it going up. Plata got it, and he's fouled from behind. Iowa State holding strong. Nearly 5 minutes into the second half, on top by 11. Looking to stay undefeated. Are upon us. One more week of the regular season. We're just getting started here. College basketball is conference play beginning this week around the country. Eric Rothman, King McClure here with you as TJ Otzelberger in his fifth season at the helm for Iowa State. 108 wins so far. He's really turned this program around into a national powerhouse since he came over. The referee, Kip Kissinger. 4 NCAA appearances, including 2 trips to the Sweet 16 and 13 wins against AP top 10 teams. That's the most in program history. Plata missing the free throw. Sold out crowd here at Hilton Coliseum in Ames, Iowa. Students on winter break, but the fans from around the Ames and Des Moines metro areas showing up in big numbers. Iowa State blowing out teams this year. 27.5 points their scoring margin in their 13 victories. 4 on the shot clock in honor. Huff caught between a rock and a hard place. Shot clock violation.
That's a great defensive possession right there by Iowa State. Forcing you to run your offense above the three-point line, not allowing anything easy. On that outer third, if you get too close to the sideline, they'll trap you right there and keep you stuck. And right there, that's just a great 30 seconds of defense.
Now Lipsy baseline, goes up strong, gets the whistle, gets the basket.
That's where Lipsy is at his best, attacking the rim. But right there, if you're Lloyd, you cannot gamble that much.
See Tamin Lipsy got his own bucket there, but just distributing the basketball. 8.5 assists per 1 turnover on the year.
You know, it's almost very similar to a guy which I played against in Monte Morris. You just don't turn them over. They take a great care of the ball every single possession, and it's hard to really speed guys like that up.
Obioha inside, more, no, might have been disrupted by Buchanan. Backdoor cut to Lipsy. Now Jefferson on Kilovich in the corner.
Joshua Jefferson, once again, just making the right play, doing it.
Iowa State starting to pour it on here, 52-36. Outscoring West Virginia 41-28 in the first half and 11-8 so far here in the second. You see the Hilton Magic 41-2 at home since the 2023-2024 season. And the attendance has built as Coach Otzelberger has built up this formidable program. A sellout crowd once again. Start Big 12 conference play and the start 2026. Eric Rothman, King McClure here with you in Ames. Hunter Huff dribbling inside, feeds it to Obioha. Chance Moore, that's been the go-to guy. The problem is it's really only been him for West Virginia. Now 15 points, make it 17 points for Moore on the night.
But Obioha has done a really good job facilitating. I don't know what happened there. The miscommunication.
Yeah.
But on the offensive side, when you get the ball to Obioha, he's done a really, really good job finding the cutters or finding the open shooters. The ball needs to go to him more in that short mid-post area.
Fed more on that last play. Moore now tying a season high with those 17 points. Honor Huff just has not found any rhythm from three. He's 1 for 6.
He's done a tremendous job on him, making it extremely tough.
Momcilovic drains another one. His 5th three-pointer of the game.
Look out at every guy on this Cyclone team. You have to know where he is at all times. He shoots the ball way too well for you to allow him to get wide open jumpers like that. He shoots over 50% from behind the arc.
And the 8th assist for Joshua Jefferson. Moore against Jefferson, and Jefferson picks his pocket. Jefferson off his knee to Heisey. Baseline spin for Jefferson. Still plenty of time on the shot clock. Momcilovic has not made a two-pointer in this game until now.
Momcilovic is just so good at getting to his spots. He understands when he has the advantage and he can get to his spot, rise up over the top of the shorter defender.
A 21-point lead for the number 3 team in the nation. Iowa State cruising to open up Big 12 conference play. King, it has been the Milan Momcilovic show.
He sees one go in. You could be in for a very, very long night. With the high release, it's hard to contest. And he's just so good at getting to his spots. He takes advantage. When he has a smaller player on him, he can just do so many things on the floor.
17 points, 5 of 6 from 3. It's a 12-2 run for Iowa State. 8 of those 12 points have come from the hands of Momcilovic. Coming out of the break, nice drawn-up play as the lob inside. Jenkins finds Jackson Fields for the slam.
That's a great drop right there by Ross Hodge. Rejecting the ball screen, backside cutter. Good drop right there.
Iowa State has made 6 in a row. And Torrey was pushed by Jasper Floyd after the miss by Momcilovic. 15 foul on West Virginia. Notre Dame at Cal is a game after us. Cannon fields the rebound. Nearing the midway point here in the second half. Ooh. Jenkins spinning. Really good defense by Jamarian Bateman.
That's just great one-on-one. I don't need help. I'm going to stay in front of my man. Defense. And that's from a freshman. I mean, what a luxury it is to have 2 freshmen like Torrey and Bateman that just buy into the defensive side of things.
Well, not only that, but when you start fast forwarding and looking ahead towards March, these guys are going to only develop Torrey and Bateman even more. And you always talk about how you need guard play in the NCAA tournament. Well, you already got Lipsey. He's a proven commodity. But what can they get out of Bateman and Torrey in a reserve role? That might be crucial when it comes to tournament time. Backdoor cut, deflected. I think it was Jasper Floyd who got his hand in there. Here is Floyd, the southpaw. West Virginia now 4 of 18 from three-point distance.
A lot of their looks have been clean. They've gotten a lot of good looks. They just haven't really been able to knock them down.
Momcilovic again. Nothing but nylon.
And Ross Hodge is so upset right now. The look on his face when Momcilovic just made that says everything that you need to see. When you're in conference play, the attention to detail on the scouting report. You can't have those mishaps or those miscommunications in Big 12 play, because a lot of games that you play are one-possession games.
Nice finish underneath for DJ Thomas. It's the 6th game this year that Milan Momcilovic has made 5 or more three-pointers. He is 6 for 8 here tonight. Buchanan calling for it. The interior pass knocked away. Another turnover on the Cyclones. Eagle staff to Thomas. Easy lay-in.
That's what you have to do if you want to get back into this ball game. Get out in transition, but it starts on the defensive side. Get stops.
30-second timeout. We'll step away for a moment. 8:37 to go in regulation here in Ames, Iowa. Here in Ames to take on the 10th-ranked Iowa State Cyclones, and we finish up with Flau'jae Johnson and 5th-ranked LSU squaring off against Vandy. Ranked in the country, and a three-pointer out of the break for Iowa State to extend their lead.
How good has Bateman been? Defensively, offensively, gets his feet set, always ready to load. Bateman's going to be a great player for the Cyclone team.
And West Virginia throws it away. Easy in the corner. Three seconds to shoot. Momcilovic, excuse me. This is the runner. Moore rejected underneath Nate Heisey. Will send us to a break. A foul called on the floor with 7:27 to go here in the second. Tournament trophy this year. Look at these pythons on TJ Otzelberger. I wonder if he gets stopped at the airport going through the X-ray machine with those things. You look at the AP poll right now and where the Big 12 conference teams rank, King. You got Arizona, of course, up top. Iowa State, Houston, BYU, Kansas kind of lurking. What are your thoughts as we enter conference play here?
Yeah, I think as of right now, I mean, there are 3 favorites, and those are the 3 at the top. I mean, when you look at what Arizona has done, 5 top 25 wins already, and 4 top 15 wins. I mean, Tommy Lloyd is a guy that really doesn't get the love that he should get or the respect that he should get, because he has those guys playing at a high level. I mean, Jaden Bradley is phenomenal, and Braden Burries. How about his freshmen?
Yeah.
We talk about this loaded class of freshmen, and we never mentioned Braden Burries. We mentioned Koa Pete because of the game he had against Florida, but we never talk about Braden Burries, and he is one of the leading scorers of the #1 team in the country. So I think right now your 3 favorites are Arizona, Iowa State, and Houston.
Lipsy on the baseline finds Buchanan. I think Tommy, what he did as the lead assistant for Mark Few at Gonzaga for all those years, and to have such immediate success in his first head coaching job at a major program like Arizona, you're absolutely right, probably doesn't get the flowers that he deserves. And then on the other side, a veteran who's been around a long time, Kelvin Sampson, at Houston, and that's a program that year in and year out has an identity, and you know what you're going to get. And they were on the brink last year. Can they do it again this year?
I think that's what's interesting is, we talk about it this day and age of NIL and everybody transferring. I mean, it's hard to really establish culture with this new day and age is let me leave when things get hard, or let me see how much money I can get. But I think TJ Otzelberger and Kelvin Sampson are 2 of the best at it. I mean, I would throw Izzo in that category. I would throw Shaka Smart in that category, even though they really aren't that great this year.
Big baseline cut by Heisey, and I think to your point, listen, you got Taman Lipsey, who's been here now, his entire college career. Momcilovic in his third year. You know, those guys, those are the pillars of this program, and they have not chosen to leave and seek out, you know, better opportunities. Because maybe there isn't any better opportunities. It's a pretty good program here at Iowa State.
This right here. Good pass. Once again, Jefferson catches on that short roll and just delivers the ball where it needs to be at all times. And to your point, Eric, when you have good vets like Lipsy and Momcilovic, guys like Bateman and Torrey, they understand what the expectation is as soon as they step on campus.
Couldn't agree more. Over 6 minutes to go here in regulation. Floyd missing the three. Offensive rebound for Obioha, and lazy with the pass, and backcourt violation. We talked about what Iowa State does well coming into this game. If you really were trying to find a weakness, maybe statistically for Iowa State, you see the violation here as the foot stepping over the line. You would probably circle rebounds, you know, rebounding margin, Iowa State +6 on the year in that category, 69th in the country, which is lower than a lot of their other statistics. But here in this game, 31-19, the rebounding advantage for Iowa State, and especially on the offensive glass, 12-6. You know, if they can start enforcing their will against some of these mismatched, undersized teams, it's just so hard to deal with.
And you would also like to see Torrey shoot the ball better. I mean, right now he's only shooting 14 from 3 in the last 4, and he provides so much for you on the defensive side that offensively you would like to see him give you a little bit more production. I mean, tonight he has 0.
Yeah.
You would like to see something from him on the offensive side.
Kind of a defensive-minded recruit, just a freshman, but playing in France, won defensive awards there, and then at Brewster Academy in his lone prep season here in the U.S. was honored as one of the best defenders in their conference for a team that was, I believe, ranked 3rd in the country while he was there in that single year. Jefferson at the rim, he's fouled. But, you know, the thing with Torrey, and you mentioned it with Bateman, but with the depth that Iowa State has, the load that Lipsy carries in the backcourt, they can go games where Torrey doesn't score because they don't necessarily need him, and it allows him to develop really without the focus being completely on him and what he's doing as a freshman. Here's our Week 18 regular season finale in the NFL, a Saturday doubleheader on ESPN, ABC, and ESPN Deportes, loaded with playoff implications. 4:15 Eastern, the Bucs host the Panthers. The winner gets an inside track on the NFC South title. And then the Seahawks square off against the 49ers for the NFC West title and the conference's #1 seed. Peyton and Eli will be on ESPN2 for that one, and so much on the line. Should be 2 great games in the NFL this weekend. Triple-double watch for Joshua Jefferson. 8 points, 9 rebounds, and 9 assists. Jefferson getting in the way of that one, knocking it out of bounds. Well, we talked about the keys to the game for West Virginia. How are they going to pull off the upset? They needed to have, you said, less than 12 turnovers and hold Iowa State in the 60s. Well, Iowa State has 70 points and West Virginia 11 turnovers. So kind of on the brink of where you were talking about that they would be in this game and give themselves a chance to win.
You know what I find interesting with this West Virginia team is when you get in a conference play, the scouting reports get so much more in detail. I mean, it's harder to score the basketball because teams know each other. Every coach knows everybody so well. And in non-con, you probably only watch 3 games of film if you're a coach. But in conference, you're watching everybody's last 5 because, you know, a majority of these games in Big 12 conference play come down to 1 possession. So I'm interested to see, can Honor Huff, you know, do what he did in the non-conference in conference? Because at his size, at 5'10", and his weight with only about 160, can he still get those level of shots off against a high-level Iowa State defense or a Houston defense?
Joshua Jefferson is now 1 assist away from a triple-double. 10 points, 10 rebounds, 9 assists as Huff knocks that one out of bounds. He'll be the 9th player in Iowa State history to record a triple-double if you were to get that assist. 4:08 to go. Buchanan. 14 points and a rare miss for Buchanan, who's 7 for 11 in the ball game. Thomas straightaway 3 is good.
And that's what Thomas can do. They need more of that. He's at his best when he's pick and popping right now. The roll is not his specialty. We saw that early on in the game, but when he pops, he doesn't dip the basketball. He's a pretty decent shooter.
Fans wanted the triple-double. Instead, Momcilovic goes inside Buchanan. Now Jefferson baseline. High as he no. Can't convert. Would have been the assist for Jefferson. He knows it as we go to break. And a 20-point advantage for the undefeated Iowa State Cyclones. A little game summary for you with a 20-point lead for the Cyclones. Chance Moore, bright spot offensively for West Virginia. Jefferson 1 away from that triple-double, needs 1 more assist. Iowa State, just in general, distributing the basketball, 23 assists on 26 made field goals and dominating the glass as well. Eric Rothman, King McClure here with you. And I want to point out, too, King, at 3:20 left, this game well in hand. A sellout crowd here at Hilton Coliseum. Not many people have left. You know, in other places, a 20-point lead, 3 minutes to go, people are heading for the exits. Not here in Ames. Everybody's staying to the final whistle.
Yeah, no, these fans in Iowa State, they are real basketball fans. Arguably one of the best fan bases in the country.
Wow. Swarmed inside was DJ Thomas, Buchanan, and Jefferson around him. I think Buchanan, when it's all said and done this season, is probably going to be one of the more unheralded impact players in the country, simply because of all the talent around him.
You know, I really think he fits into this T.J. Otzelberger system better than a guy like Deshaun Jackson did. And it's no disrespect to Deshaun Jackson, because I thought he was a really good player, really good big. But I just think what Buchanan does in his skill set, his athleticism, his length, his versatility, I think that right there fits better into the system with this group of guys than what Jackson brought to the table last year.
Gets the assist there on the 7th made three-pointer by Milan Momcilovic. 7 for 9. Huff just can't answer. It has not been there all night for Honor Huff. 1 for 8 from 3.
I just think Huff has to diversify his game a little bit more.
Unbelievable. Milan Momcilovic, a standing ovation after the 8th made three-pointer in 10 attempts.
Goodness gracious.
And that's a triple-double for Joshua Jefferson. 10, 10, and 10. I don't know who they were cheering for more, Jefferson or Momcilovic. Both deserving as Jasper Floyd on the baseline cut. And a timeout taken by West Virginia. We'll be back in 30 as Iowa State has this one in hand.
Triple-double. Joshua Jefferson just doing it all. He's a Swiss Army knife because he can do so many things. But tonight his passing has been on display. And I've been so impressed with the jump that he's made. He's really turned himself into an NBA player.
And he's so efficient, too. You go back to a stretch, back-to-back games earlier this year against Syracuse and Alcorn State. Back-to-back games. 20 assists, 0 turnovers. I mean, that's just incredible. And you know, listen, hasn't had the greatest night shooting. 10 points on 2 of 6, but it doesn't seem to bother him. Just goes out there, grabs rebounds, facilitates. 9th player in ISU history with a triple-double.
You know, talking to him earlier, you know, I asked, when did the light bulb come on for you? And he said the light bulb came on for him during the NBA draft in this previous year. He said he was sitting there watching guys who he felt like he was better than. So he goes to Otzelberger and he decides he wants to take this seriously. He wants to make that jump. And TJ Otzelberger told me he saw a difference in him. His conditioning was better. He was more focused. He was more locked in. And as a result, this is what you see.
Starters on the bench now for Iowa State. Momcilovic exits the game, tying a career high with his 8th made three-pointer. He also did it back on December 3rd last month against Alcorn State. They made 8 of 9 in that game, and a really disappointing 8 of 10 here in this game. What a drop-off.
He's arguably the best shooter in the nation, man. Whenever you can shoot over 54% in the amount of games in which you play, I mean, it's high level right there.
Connor Jenkins at the free throw line. Freshman for West Virginia. I think with West Virginia, maybe just kind of a growing pains type of a season. Ross Hodge in his first year, kind of hired late. He had a chance to really recruit the way I'm sure he wanted to, and really be as active in the transfer portal. But he is a really good coach and a really good recruiter. And West Virginia is a program that wants to be very good in basketball and all sports and is committed to doing so. I think they're going to be just fine.
No doubt in my mind, Ross Hodge will get West Virginia basketball back to the level in which it once was. Like you said, he's a great coach.
Yep.
Defensive-minded, and he has great assistants. Phil Forte over there, a guy in which I played against. I mean, Ross Hodge is an excellent coach. He deserved to be here.
Final 30 seconds here in Ames, and Notre Dame at Cal, the next game on the docket. Roxy Bernstein and Austin Crozier will have the game for you as soon as our game ends. But Iowa State waltzing to an opening victory in Big 12 conference play. A team to be reckoned with, that is for sure. Could we have the top 2 teams in the nation be from the Big 12 here soon? Final 15 seconds. As Iowa State tying their best start to a season ever. And all their starters, aside from Killian Torrey, Lipsy with 12 points, Jefferson, the triple-double. Chilovic, 26 points on the career 8 of 10 three-point shooting night. And Buchanan, just a ho-hum, 14 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists on 7 of 11 shooting. That is well-rounded basketball.
I mean, look at this West Virginia team. I mean, this is a lot of these guys' first Big 12 game.
Yep.
So they'll get used to it. They'll make adjustments. They'll be better. Ross Hodge will have these guys locked in moving forward, and they'll play a lot better.
Jenkins hits the 3 to close it out. The final here in Ames, 80-59. Iowa State rolls. They stay unbeaten, 14-0. We appreciate you joining us here at Hilton Coliseum. For King McClure, I'm Eric Rothman saying so long as we send you to the Bay Area. Notre Dame at Cal is next.